This episode is brought to you by Brian Taft. Brian is all around super. When he started listening, we took fucking notice. He flew onto the scene and left no post unliked. Then our guy Super Taft went above and beyond. That's right, he became a patron and decided to help carry all of us on his back. If you want to be super like Brian, you can go ahead and become a patron over on Patreon as well. Now, on to the episode.
Welcome back to the Sort of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sort of Truth series with a Mriswith egg full of craft brew on the side. I feel like maybe that's the taste we were getting earlier. There was a certain smell. Anyways, I'm Nate.
And I'm Jane. On this episode, we are soaking in chapter 52 of Blood of the Fold. We're soaking in the egg beer, I would assume, maybe.
That's depressing. I was hoping you meant like a hot tub full of beer, but that would make the beer hot.
Hot tub with beer is nice.
Okay. New plan. We're going to re-record this in a little while, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we're back. Yeah. We're back. That was refreshing.
Yeah.
Especially outside in the fucking cold.
Yeah. No.
But before we get into this chapter, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about 4 Acre Freedom. 4 Acre Freedom is a family-owned and operated one-stop shop for everything that you're probably already looking for. We got Christmas coming up right around the corner. And you know what? I guarantee you can find something there that you're going to love. You're going to love, or the person that you're gifting is also going to love, you see.
All the love.
All the love. All the things there for all the love.
Yeah.
Aha.
Yeah, you're going to love all the things.
Yeah, worked it in.
They have. Yeah.
They've got great shirts, hoodies, beer koozies. They've got custom-made rings and jewelry. They can do custom woodwork, signs, and leather work. And they have farm-to-table bread, candies, and confections. And you should check them out for yourself. They'll be at Christmas Through Lowell on November 19th, 20th, and the 21st, and will be located in the Green Ridge Realty building.
That's in Michigan, by the way.
That is in Michigan, by the way.
I realized on our last ad we didn't mention that. That's Lowell, Michigan.
And I think when this episode's going to come out, that's going to be the following weekend. So if you're hearing this Thursday, you better get packed and get ready to go.
Yeah.
Got somewhere to be, man. Look, here's the thing. Everything they do is of the best quality, and it's all literally handmade. Literally. We put that word in there because we mean it. The value is there and the quality is there. Everything they do is awesome. And if you don't get a chance to check them out at Christmas Through Lowell, which again, strongly suggest you do, you can check them out on all the social medias. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, you can check them out at 4acrefreedom.com.
I believe they just updated that website.
They did. I saw their Facebook post today, I believe.
So there's new shit up there.
So it's ready for you.
New stuff. Professional.
That's right. You'll get much more of a professional front from them than you will, say, some podcasts.
Or whatever.
Oh, it's great stuff, though. High quality, handcrafted. Done. Now let's crack this motherfucker open, JD.
Like this beer?
Just like the beer.
Cool. All right. So, when the episode opens up, we are going through Hagen Woods, and Richard doesn't sense any Mriswith. They're like, by the way, I say that wrong.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Whatever.
We did talk about Mriswith and how it's a hard thing to say. It's an even harder word to read. I remember having a lot of trouble with it, not really being sure how to pronounce it.
I have issues with some words all the time anyways, so, like, whatever. It is what it is. If you know what I'm talking about, that's all that matters, right?
Right. Well, I can't give you too much shit about it, though, because I say koala. Well, not koala. It's when I say quality.
Yeah, okay, I was like,
Quality.
how else do you say koala?
You always
That's how I
like
say
look up
koala.
at me and go, koala, after I say that.
Koala.
Just to let me know lightly that I'm fucking it all up.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. So he doesn't sense any of his buddies. Well, not anymore. They're not his buddies. But they were. They were all like fist bumping, and
For
he
a
doesn't
minute.
sense them anymore. All of them have left for Aidendrill, which has to be a real shitty feeling knowing now they're your enemy and you've released the queen. Like, he's got to be feeling pretty, like, bad, but also not bad enough to talk to Kahlan about it.
He totally gave him a leg up and then, like, sent them on their way. It's not going to make you feel great.
Yeah. He literally opened the door and was like, go on through, guys. By the way, I will set free the thing that's been trapped.
And on top of that, he hasn't told Kahlan anything about that.
No.
So,
Even though now we have had time. He's
yeah, now
chosen-
we've had time.
And this-
We agreed on that.
this
They
is like
did
the
it
most-
while they were walking there,
Yeah.
while it was quiet.
the most imminent thing that's happening. He hasn't mentioned even a little bit. So when they make it to the Sliff's well, Kahlan forgives him for fucking Marissa. But Richard's like, she's a sister of the dark? I did not use the... Sorry.
What's the matter with my note there, Jade? Did you not like it?
I had not read it, actually, before right now, like, at all. I am going into these notes cold, by the way. I had forgotten to read them. So
Yeah.
that's what that was. You were just listening to me process that. So...
I got her from like a week ago. Score.
So Richard is like, she's a sister of the dark. I did not use the wizard's ruler on her.
Oh, that's funny.
He only loves Kahlan. So there's that. Even though Addie was like, don't listen to her. She's lying to you just to make... And Kahlan's immediately... Like, that's Kahlan's first priority is be like, I know you fucked that girl, right?
Just tell me. Tell me now, dude. But no, Richard, he hung fast, man. He's not doing anything like that.
I did
He's
note
got it for Kahlan.
that he did not mention what happened with Kat. Like, he was very specific. Like, at the Palace of the Prophets, I did not do anything like that.
Well, he didn't add her name to the... Gosh, I was going to say pile. But,
Yeah.
like, obviously Kahlan is talking about Marissa.
Mhm,
He's like, I didn't... With her or anybody. And I'm surprised Kahlan wasn't like, with anybody?
Yeah.
Was there more?
Yeah.
Do
That's-
tell.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
dare you.
But he specifically is like at the Palace of the Prophets, so he doesn't even mention. And so I guess it's not the time. Now is not the time to be bringing it up. But we're going back to a place where everybody else saw him like canoodling around.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe should bring it up at some point.
There's witnesses. Dude,
Yeah.
it's way better you tell her now
Yeah.
than to wait until somebody else is like, so aren't you worried about so-and-so?
Yeah.
Why? Then you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. It's
Really
not gonna
bad
be a good
time.
day.
No.
No. So Kahlan is worried about drowning in the Sliff. We're reminded that she has both sides of the gift, and that's what's required to travel, so she's going to be totally good. It's going to be fine. And Richard is, like, super excited to get her there.
Well, which makes sense because we know what happens inside the Sliff. Like, it feels good. It feels really fucking
You
good.
know, the first time he went through, we were not described it in quite such a, like, I don't know, describe-y manner. That's not a great word.
Describing-
There's a better word for that.
No,
but
last time it was like space-time continuum feel. You know, he was everywhere.
yeah.
He was nowhere. There was no hot, no cold. Like I don't know, people describe being a ghost would be like almost. This time, it's much more sexy.
Yeah, I think it may have mentioned something about it being, like, pleasurable or enjoyable, but it didn't, like, you know, extrapolate on that. I think that's the right word.
Extrapolate?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that the,
I
yeah.
think go a little deeper into kind of a thing.
Ah,
See what I
see,
did?
this is all working out
No, do you know
beautifully.
what all of this means,
Um,
though?
What?
Horny Terry is poking his pervy
Yeah,
little head
I
out right
know,
now.
yeah.
100%.
Poking it into the slip.
He's like, ha, it feels good. Like that.
But it's interesting, though, that now that Kahlan is there with him, it turns into this even more so.
Maybe it's because they're in there together. Maybe it's affected by the people you're in there with.
I don't know. But they're off, okay? So they're into it. And we hear terms like soaked in quicksilver, wet silken essence, rapture, strokes through the still rush. Like it sounds like they're fucking, and like when they're done, it all like sloughs off of them, and it's just it's a lot.
That was the one that got me when they do finally arrive. And the sloughs off of him. I'm like, that's an obvious, like, what's the term I want to use? Post-coitus move, right?
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, and you roll over.
But I think it's also because it's liquid, like heavy liquid, right? It's supposed to be like dropping off of them, kind of. But that also kind of gives you the visual.
The same visual? Yeah. Both ways. It's very clear where Terry's head is. While all this is going on.
Yeah?
It's like, how do we make this borderline racy, but not racy? We're just going to throw some keywords in there that make your brain go, maybe.
He's looking at the number of pages he has to write till the end of this book. He's like, I don't think I'm going to get any fucking in. So,
they don't have time to fuck, no.
So.
We could eat a couple apples, though.
Yeah, might as well do this in the sliff. This'll work. So when Richard comes out, I don't even know.
4 for 4?
What the fuck? When
You're winning the day.
He turns around to help Kahlan out of the well, and he sees Marissa throw Kahlan's unconscious, unbreathing body against the wall. So Kahlan still hasn't like exhaled. She's still got like the sliff all up in her lungs, okay? She has to exhale it and breathe in the air or she's gonna die. Because she's literally, like, suffocating on the sliff right now.
Right. Now, before she exhales, it still feels awesome, right? So she's in no hurry to exhale right now. That's the whole thing.
Right.
You're afraid to breathe it in for the first time, and then you're afraid to breathe it out for the first time.
Now, I don't know if it necessarily feels awesome now that she's out. But I think it's a terrifying feeling, probably. Like, it'd be like somebody shoving your head into water and being like, breathe it. No.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that because I'm breathing the air, and the air works fine in my lungs. So, water won't work. When you're getting in the sliff, I'm imagining it's the same feeling there. And then you realize, you can breathe it. And then you get out, and you're like, I can't breathe the air. I'm breathing the sliff. Like, that's gonna kill me.
Have you ever tried that in a pool?
No.
Oh.
Have you?
Once when I was very young, I was like, maybe if I just breathe in real slow. Turns out, no, that doesn't work at all.
The closest I've gotten
and then I realized that I was stuck underneath a pool floaty, which was a whole nother thing.
Oh, no, that's trauma.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that.
It was pretty rough. I'm fine, though.
The closest I've come is just when you're, like talking to people underwater, like, doing, like, yelling to people underwater, and then you take a you're like instinctively try to take a deep breath after you yell underwater because you're like, oh, I need oxygen.
Oh, gotta replenish that.
No. Yeah.
Just a little bit though, right?
Yeah. Immediately you're like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. No. It's your body is literally saying, no, dumbass, don't do that.
Stupid.
Can't breathe in under here. Oh.
And now we know.
That's how we all get smarter, JD.
Yeah, you do shit like that. So, before Richard can do anything, Marissa has a yabri, and she taps it against a stone. And then she takes out another one, and she does the same thing. And Richard is like, oh my god, and just starts fixating on the yabris. This is like his Achilles heel now.
Knees are turning to jelly.
Yeah, he's just, or whatever.
How'd that go again?
Yeah, whatever. They're all he wants. Besides, he's not even sure who that lady on the floor is. Like, he's completely disassociating from his life at this point and becoming something else. Like, nobody has mentioned if he has more of a rash or scales forming or any of that shit. Because I would imagine at this point in his, like, metamorphi, he would be... It's probably just metamorphosis. I probably just made that stupider. But... He right? He had the rash starting like weeks ago.
He did have the rash, yeah.
So I would imagine if we checked out his neck, it probably looks pretty rough.
Well, Kara did give him the
period
ointment. Yeah, the mood blood gel.
You see, that makes it sound better still.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to make it sound worse, all things considered. It's bad enough on its own, really.